I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless. This is the show where all the questions have been asked to 100 people before the show, and all our contestants have to do is come up with the answers that no one else could think of. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hello, this is my great aunt Ellen. She's from Essex. I'm Matt, and I'm from Kent.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Jim. This is my wife Jacqueline, and we've come from Motherwell in Scotland.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Vicky. This is my work colleague Anne, and we're from Liverpool.
And couple number four.
Hi, I'm Charlie. This is Ashley, my son, and we're from Cardiff.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks very much, all of you. We'll find out more about you throughout the show as it goes along. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, but for him it is directly through his cerebral cortex. It is my pointless friend. It is Richard.
Hi, everyone. Hiya. Good afternoon to you.
And to you.
Now, you know, before the show, we always talk to the contestants. It's always nice to have a little chat, find out a little bit about them, what have you. And normally people are very nervous, aren't they? People say, I'm very nervous about coming on the show.
You're talking about me, yes.
No,
I am normally nervous.
People worry because, you know, you come on the show, it's difficult.
I've had a drink, I'm fine.
But today, quite the opposite, I have to say.
Really?
Today, I think it's going to be quite a battle. I've been along the line, Charlie, confident, cannot wait for it to begin, raring to go.
Yeah.
Jim said the same. Jim is bang up for it. On podium one, Ellen, because podium one is the scariest place of all, she said, I don't care where I am, got to be somewhere, got to be somewhere. It's not going to be one of those scaredy cat little shows, okay, with people sort of with the tentative little answers. It's going to be boom, boom, boom. It's going to be like the Dutch team of 1974, Total Football. It's going to be total pointless. Totally pointless, we could say that.
Excellent. I can't wait. Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. Our contestants here need to find the more obscure answers those 100 people didn't get. And, of course, everyone's trying to find a pointless answer, that being an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time that happens, of course, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Now, Chris and Beth didn't win the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £3,000. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. OK, the pair with the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated, and, of course, there is to be no conferring during the round. Best of luck, all four pairs. Our category for round one is popular culture. Popular culture. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns groups of seven. Groups of seven, Richard.
In a moment, Xander's going to show you 5 different groupings, each of which have 7 members. We need you to give us any of the members of any of the groupings you're about to see, so very best of luck.
OK, thank you very much indeed. So, as Richard just mentioned, we're going to put 5 different groupings. All will become clear when they appear on the board. They will remain on the board for the whole round. So they'll stay up as you go up the line, and they'll stay up as we come back down. So they won't be changing halfway through the round. And our 5 groupings read like this. Elizabeth Taylor's husbands, Enid Blyton's Secret 7, quite a lot of overlap between the two, S Club 7, Seven Dwarfs, and Von Trapp children. I'll read those all one last time. Elizabeth Taylor's husbands, Enid Blyton's Secret 7, S Club 7, Seven Dwarfs, Von Trapp children. There we are.
And for a couple of those, Elizabeth Taylor's husbands and S Club 7, we need first names and surnames, please. I won't, for example, though, need surnames for the Seven Dwarfs. Although I do know them.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
There we are, 5 groupings of 7. Now, Ellen and Matt, you all drew lots before the show, and today you're going to go first. Now, Ellen, what do you do, Ellen?
I'm now retired. I took early retirement from the civil service last year, from the Crown Prosecution Service.
Ah. And what do you do with your retirement now?
I belong to our church choir, so we've recently performed at Brentwood Cathedral, a cantata by one of our parishioners that he wrote 25 years ago.
Very nice. Are you a soprano or an alto?
Soprano.
A soprano.
Yes.
There we are. Now then, Ellen, what about these groups of 7? They're all fun.
Right.
Lots to play with there.
I'm old enough to remember Elizabeth Taylor and the Seven Dwarfs, but not young enough, really, for his Club 7. I think I'm going to go with Michael Wilding for Elizabeth Taylor's
Michael
husband.
Wilding, says Ellen. Michael Wilding. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Michael Wilding. It's right. I think it's quite a good answer, Ellen. This might go quite a long way down, and it does. Look at that, 4. Very well done indeed. What a great start. Very well done, Ellen.
Her second husband is a very good answer on podium 1. You were right about not being scared to be on podium 1. It's a terrific answer. 19 years older than her.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, Jacqueline, welcome.
Thank you.
Jacqueline, do you know what I really like? I mean, there are lots of things I like about you and Jim, but probably the best thing is your surname.
Yes. Surname Armstrong.
Yeah, and what was your maiden name, Jacqueline?
Armstrong.
You see that?
That's good.
She married Jim, obviously for his looks, but also for his name.
For his surname. Also,
Yeah.
isn't it said beautifully in that accent as well? That's
It is.
lovely.
Much nicer than I said.
Yeah,
Say it again.
Armstrong.
that's great.
Armstrong.
Oh, you're jealous now,
That
aren't
is
you?
nice. I might get you to do that for me. I might have it as a ringtone. Armstrong. Ah, it's lovely. Jacqueline, what do you do?
I'm a civil servant.
Okay, good. And what are your hobbies?
Well, I like to go on holiday a lot. We go to New York on holiday quite a lot of times.
Do you go back and back and back to New York?
Back to the same place.
How long have you done that for?
10 years.
10 years. Well, you're becoming New Yorkers.
Almost.
Anyway, what about these groups of 7, Jacqueline?
Okay, well, I'm going to try Rachel Stevens from S Club 7.
Jacqueline's going to say Rachel Stevens. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Rachel Stevens. It's right. 19. 19 for Rachel Stevens.
Well played, Jacqueline. Good start from everyone, isn't it? Yeah, she had a solo career as well and came second on Strictly Come Dancing.
There we are. Now, good. Right. Anne.
Hi.
Anne, you and Vicky are only returning pair.
True.
What happened last time?
First round. I'm
It was
afraid.
first round.
It was Olympian.
It was Olympians.
It was an answer.
Oh, it was wrong.
It was wrong. It was Daley Thompson.
Yes,
instead.
Daley Thompson. It
We were
wasn't
looking
bad.
for
It wasn't
five-
badly wrong.
5 medals.
And we had Mark Spitz, which was quite a high score. But Daley Thompson, as Richard said, though, it was a good wrong answer. What are you going to go for?
Hopefully not a good wrong answer. I'm going to go for Louisa Von Trapp, I hope.
Louisa Von Trapp.
The forgotten Von Trapp. hopefully.
Louisa. Forgotten as in you've just made it up, or...
Possibly.
OK. Let's just find out. Louisa Von Trapp. Is right. That's a pointless answer, Anne. Very well done indeed. That's a good correct answer. It adds £250 to today's jackpot, takes the total up to £3,250, and it scores you nothing. Very well done indeed.
Well done, and yes, she really was the forgotten Von Trapp child, wasn't she? Yeah, terrific. Played by Heather Menzies. She later married the American actor Robert Urich, who she met on the set of a corned beef commercial.
That story just gets better and better and better,
I
doesn't
know,
it?
yeah.
Wow.
Keeps on giving, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic, thank you. Ashley,
Hiya.
welcome to the show. What do you do, Ashley?
I'm a student at the University of West of England,
And what are you studying?
biomedical science.
Wow, what year are you in?
First year.
I say wow to that. I don't know, that strikes me as, I mean, if he
sounds
just said
good.
history or, I don't know, maths, I'd have gone, okay. But biomedical science, wow.
That's a lot fancier
Yeah.
than it is, no.
It involves lots of teat pipettes
Yeah.
and things like that. Wow. What's the most exciting thing you've done so far?
Just mixing with lots of, like, tissues and seeing them under the microscope.
It doesn't get any worse. That's
Yeah.
just great, isn't it? Wow. Very good. Now then, Ashley, how do you find these groups of 7?
As embarrassing as it is, the only one I have a vague idea about is S Club 7. But I think I'm going to go for, I'm not 100% on this, Bradley Washington.
Bradley Washington, says Ashley. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Bradley Washington. No, not Bradley Washington, I'm afraid. Ashley, I'm really sorry. That's an incorrect answer. Scores you the maximum of 100 points. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not Bradley Washington, I'm afraid. Good name, though.
It is a good name.
This is good. It's a really kind of a good name
Brad
for like
Washington.
a character in a book.
Yeah, it's great.
like a hero.
Yeah.
What's this new guy? That you've met? What's he called?
It's called Brad Washington.
Senator Bradley Washington. That's not going to end well.
Anyway, there we are. Listen, we're halfway through the round. We'll have this chat later. Let's have a look at those scores. The best score of that pass was yours, Anne. Very well done. Anne and Vicky looking very strong, as indeed are Ellen and Matt on 4. And then we travel up to 19, where we find Jacqueline and Jim. And then I'm afraid to say it's up to 100. Oh, Ashley. Great name, Bradley Washington. Thank you for that. But Charlie, you've got a bit of an uphill battle here. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, so we're looking for the name of any member of any of these groups of 7, Charlie. Charlie, welcome to Pointless. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
You're starting with a little bit of a handicap there of 100 points. But tell us about yourself, Charlie. What do you do?
I'm a bus driver.
Are you? Which route do you drive? Are you within Cardiff or...?
Yeah, I do Cardiff Airport. We go from Cardiff Bay all the way up to Cardiff Airport.
Oh, that's nice. So lots of the outward journey, lots of people really excited because they're going on holiday.
And still people buzzing when they come back off holiday as well.
Buzzing? That's a nice way of putting it. Drunk. He means drunk. Yeah.
Too polite.
OK, Charlie, there we are. We have these groups of 7. Let's have a nice, low-scoring answer from you.
Unfortunately, I'm struggling to help him here. Obviously, I'm going to have to go into the dwarfs, if truth be told.
He's going into the dwarfs. OK.
I'll just have to go for Sneezy.
One of the great dwarfs. Sneezy, says Charlie. No red line for you, as you are the high scorers, but let's see how many of our 100 people said Sneezy. He's right. 44. That takes your total up to 144, Charlie.
A big score, Charlie. A right answer, but a big score, yeah, with the dwarfs. His surname is Anderson.
E-S-E-N at the end, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sneezy Anderson.
Sneezy Anderson. Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.
Vicky.
Hello.
I have great news for you. You are through to the next round. Thanks to Anne's brilliant answering and Charlie and Ashley's wrong but lovely answering. Now then, Vicky, remind us what you do.
I run a mentoring project for ex-offenders in Liverpool.
So that sort of just covers all aspects of their lives, just to try and get them
Back on the right foot. And,
back on the right foot. Good. So how long have you done that for?
about 2.5 years now.
Oh, it's been quite rewarding in its way.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And quite
But,
challenging at other times, I
Yeah,
should
but
think.
really good work.
But good work. Yes, definitely that. Definitely that. OK, well, there you are on nothing. Now, Vicky, I think you might have a good answer to one of these.
Yeah, quite like The Sound of Music. The Von Trapp children, do quite like them a lot. A lot of my dresses are made out of second-hand curtains. So
So are mine.
I'm going to go for Brigitte.
Brigitte. OK, let's find out. No red line for you, as you're already through, but let's find out how many of our 100 people said Brigitte. Well, he's right. Two. Fantastic, Vicky. The pair of you absolutely knocked this round out of the park. That takes your total up to 2. Very well done.
Very well played, Vicky. Great work from our returning pair there. Yes, played by the English actress Angela Cartwright. Went on to become a photographer and then married Senator Bradley Washington.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Jim.
Hello.
There you are on 19. You are also through to the next round. This is great news. Jim, what do you do?
I'm a communications officer for a department of the civil service. Partially took semi-retirement last year and pursuing a career in photography.
Then you still do that sort of semi-professionally, do you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you take your cameras out with you to New York as well?
Constantly.
Yeah.
I've actually sold a few pictures there, and it's quite nice to go back and see them hanging up on walls. So I'm quite proud of that. Do a lot of gigs as well.
Right, oh really? So you're right there in the mosh pit with your...
Pretty much backstage, taking photographs as if I'm in the band, you know.
Fabulous. What's the best band shot you've managed to get so far?
Well, technically it's probably not the best shot, but a picture of Lou Reed that I took in 2008. It was part of a crowd of 700, a very tiny venue in New York. Sadly, he's passed away.
Yeah. Well, very good. Now then, Jim, you're through, as I say, to the next round already, but let's have a good answer from you.
OK, I was thinking about going for an Elizabeth Taylor husband, but given the fact that we're through and my strategy was not to guess, I'm going to say one of the 7 dwarves is Doc.
Doc. Doc, says Jim. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Doc. Sneezy got 44. Be interesting to see how Doc does against Sneezy. He's right. 54. 54 takes your total up to 73, Jim.
Well played, Jim. Yeah, the French call him Prof.
They just have to be different.
They do have to be different, don't they? His surname is Carmichael.
Matt,
hello there.
Welcome. You've been so patient. You've been waiting quietly there, thinking of brilliant answers to these questions. When as it turns out, you're through already. So there we are. It's all good news. Matt, what do you do?
I'm a student at Canterbury Christchurch University, studying business studies and marketing, and I also work part-time in a supermarket.
Which bit of the supermarket do you work in?
The fresh department.
Nice to be in the stale department is terrible. Oh. But fresh department, very good. What are your hobbies, Matt?
I'm a keen footballer and also enjoy my kayaking, and when time permits, I also like to play a bit of golf.
Kayaking?
Yeah,
it's quite
love
fun.
it.
How often do you go do that?
Nearly every day, or every other day, really. Try and get out in the water.
OK, well, Matt, let's have a good answer from you. Your great aunt has left you in very good shape there on 4, but as I say, you are already through.
Well, I'm a keen S Club fan. I could probably sing quite a few of their songs, but I'm going to try and play it safe with one of the 7 dwarves and say Sleepy.
Sleepy, says Matt. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Sleepy. He's right. Well, 54 was Doc. Fui-yui. Look at that, 66 for Sleepy. Takes your total up to 70.
Yeah, another big score. Sleepy Sanchez. Now, we've had a pointless answer in this round. I'll take you through all the different categories. There's only 3 overall. In the Von Trapp children, Louisa was the only pointless answer, so very, very well played there. You would have got 1 point for Friedrich, you'd have got 2 for Marta, 5 for Kurt, 7 for Gretel, and 14 for Liesel. The husbands of Elizabeth Taylor, there is a pointless answer. John Warner would have been a pointless answer. Very well done if you said that at home. Other low scorers, Conrad Hilton would have scored you 2, Larry Fortensky would have scored you 2, Mike Todd 5. The 7 dwarves, they're all quite high scorers. The lowest got 40 points, and that was Bashful. Full name Sir Rodney Bashful Snell. For the Secret 7, there's a pointless answer. I didn't remember the names of the Secret 7 at all, do you? No. Famous 5 I can do, but Secret 7, pointless answer, Colin. Well, I don't know if you said Colin. You would have got 1 point for Pam, Barbara or Jack, 2 points for Janet, 3 points for Peter and 6 points for George. Don't ring a bell at all. I've read all of those books. And S Club 7, there's 2 very low scorers, one of whom actually is Bradley McIntosh. No. Bradley McIntosh was the person you were thinking of. Tina Barrett also would have scored you 1. You'd have got 2 points for Paul Catamol, 3 for John Lee, 4 for Hannah Spirit. You'd have got 4 for Joe O'Mara and 19, as you've already seen, for Rachel Stevens.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our first round, I'm afraid the couple we have to send home is Charlie and Ashley with their high score of 144. Well, you didn't do badly. Sneezy was a good answer, I'm afraid, but Bradley Washington, a great addition to the world, but alas, not a member of S Club 7. Anyway, listen, we'll see you again next time, Charlie, Ashley. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. But meantime, thanks very much for playing. Charlie and Ashley.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you.
But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. And so 3 pairs remain. Obviously, at the end of this round, we'll have to say goodbye to another pair. I wonder which pair that's going to be. Anne and Vicky, on the strength of that, I don't think it's going to be you. What a performance. You were out in the first round last time. This time, you only scored 2. You've come back with a vengeance. Jim and Jacqueline, I thought it was really nice. You've come down from the top, and I can now see your footwear. Those are 2 pairs of excellent shoes you've got there. Matt and Ellen, very well done indeed to you. Yes, pretty close between Jim and Jacqueline, Matt and Ellen. But anyway, best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is... It's cricket. It's cricket. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many 2013 Cricket County Championship sides as they could. 2013 Cricket county championship sides, Richard?
Yeah, we're looking for the name of any county who took part in the county championship in 2013, please. That's Division 1 or Division 2. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Ellen, do you follow cricket at all?
I like the Test side, yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously like the captain of England.
County cricket, though, is a slightly different world, isn't it?
Yes, but Alistair Cook is the captain of Essex as well as England. So I think I've got to go with Essex.
You're going to go with your captain, and you're going to say Essex. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Essex. It's right. '26. 26.
Well played, Ellen. Yeah, Essex. Graham Gooch used to play for Essex. Scored over 30,000 runs for Essex.
Thanks very much indeed. Now then, Jim.
Clearly, being a Scotsman, I know everything there is to know about cricket.
Take that as read, yeah.
However, I might just go for the county part rather than the cricket part and say Northamptonshire.
Northamptonshire, says Jim. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. It's right. Well, 26 is our only score so far for Essex. You pass that with Northamptonshire, down you go. Very well done indeed, to 14. Good call, Jim.
Well played, Jim. You got promoted to Division 1 in 2013. Also won the 2020 Cup as well, Northamptonshire. Northants.
Northants.
It's one of those things that some counties get properly abbreviated, don't they?
Oh, let's not do that yet.
I was just about to launch into, like, for example...
Well, indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, Anne, cricket.
Not a strength. So I'm going to follow Jim's lead and just pick a county. And I'm going to go Somerset.
Somerset, says Anne. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Somerset. Absolutely right. 30. 30.
Yeah, very well played. Formed in 1875 out of a team called the Gentlemen of Somerset. It's nice, isn't it?
That is nice.
When we were growing up, they had Sir Viv Richards, Annie and Botham, and Joel Garner. It's an amazing team.
Amazing. Thank you very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores as they stand. 14, the best score of that part, Jim. You see what being Scottish has done for you? Put you right at the head of the field. Very well done indeed. You and Jacqueline looking pretty strong. Then up to 26, where we find Ellen and Matt. Then up to 30, where we find Anne and Vicky. All quite close, but Vicky, you are out in front. So we'll need a nice low score from you in the next pass. Good luck. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, now, Vicky, there you are. The high scorers on 30. We are looking for any 2013 County Cricket Championship side. And obviously, you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now, do you know any more about cricket than Anne?
I'm stumped.
Hey. Like that.
I'm just going to go with the first thing that's coming to my head, which is Warwickshire.
Warwickshire, says Vicky. No red line for you as you're the high scorers, but let's see how many of our 100 people said Warwickshire. It's absolutely right, of course. 18 takes your total to 48.
Very well played, Vicky. Yeah, and of course that's the county that Brian Lara was playing for when he scored his 501. Still the biggest individual innings in English cricket. In fact, in all first-class cricket.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Jacqueline.
Yes.
You're on 14. The high scorers are Vicky and Anne on 48, so 33 or less sees you through. Do you know any more about cricket than Jim?
No, not a thing.
He did very well, though, didn't he? I mean, Northants, what a good answer.
Very good. Unfortunately, this would be my worst category, I think.
OK.
OK, I'm going to say Cornwall.
OK, Cornwall, says Jacqueline. Here's your red line. Get below that, you are through to the head-to-head. Let's see if Cornwall's right. Let's see how many people said it if it is. Bad luck, Jacqueline. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. That scores you the maximum of 100 points, and that takes your total up to 114.
Sorry, Jacqueline, that's unfortunate. They don't play first-class cricket, I'm afraid.
Matt.
Hello.
Matt, you're on 26. The high scorers are now Jacqueline and Jim on 114, so 87 or less sees you into the head-to-head. You follow cricket a bit, don't you, Matt?
Yeah, I do. I love all kinds of sport, adventurous, sort of cricket, rugby, kayaking, all the outdoor stuff. So I do follow the county championship quite a bit.
Where would you imagine would be the lower scoring counties?
I'm trying to think. Obviously, the highest score is probably Lancashire, Yorkshire, Durham. I think some of the lowest scorers, perhaps Kent, from where I'm from. We're not that great a cricket side at the moment. Maybe Sussex, perhaps. Possibly Derbyshire, but I'm going to go with where I live and go with Kent.
You're going to go with Kent. OK, there's your red line. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Kent. It's right, of course. There we are, 28 for Kent. Not bad at all. Takes your total up to 54.
Very well played, Matt. Now, I was just thinking there's only 18 answers here because there's 18 first-class counties. So I was thinking, actually, and there's no pointless answers, as you can imagine. So it is a question of which teams do people know more about and all that kind of stuff. And Matt obviously knows his cricket because you said the top three would probably be Yorkshire, Lancashire and Durham. And they are the top three in that order as well, which is very, very impressive. But let's take a look at the bottom three. These are the best answers. It's quite difficult to work out which will be the most obscure. Jim will be very pleased at one of these. The best answer of all is Derbyshire, so well done if you said that, 12 points. And then Worcestershire and Northamptonshire both would have scored you 14, so it's a terrific answer. Other low scores, Gloucestershire for 15. Glamorgan and Nottinghamshire both would have scored you 17. 18 for Warwickshire and Leicestershire. Middlesex 20, Hampshire 21. Sussex would have scored you 27. Surrey 30. And Durham would have scored 30. Lancashire 39 and Yorkshire 45.
Thanks very much indeed. So, at the end of our second round, I'm afraid the pair leaving us with a high score of 114, it's Jacqueline and Jim. Well, Jim, you did very, very well. Jacqueline, that wasn't a bad guess. Might you have gone for any of those other counties? Derbyshire would have been good.
Well, yeah. You mentioned Sussex and Kent, and I did think about them, but...
Oh, well, we'll see you again next time. Look forward to that very much indeed. Meantime, thanks very much for playing, Jacqueline and Jim. But for the remaining two pairs, it's now time for our head-to-head. Well, congratulations, Anne and Vicky, Matt and Ellen. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £3,250. Now, we need to decide who's going to go through to the final and play for that money, and to do that, you are now going to go head-to-head. The difference is you're now allowed to confer and play as a team, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. I think this is going to be very close. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns types of tea. Types of tea, Richard.
I'm going to show you the name of 5 teas now, but we've removed every other letter. Can you fill them in and give us the most obscure answer?
Thanks very much indeed. OK, let's reveal our 5 types of tea, and here they are. We have PPEMN, EGIHRAFS, NLII, RSINAAA, and JSIE. I'll read those all one last time. PPEMN, EGIHRAFS, NLII, RSINAAA, and JSIE. There we are, 5 types of tea. Now, Anne and Vicky, because you played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first.
Don't know the other one, don't know the other one. Go with your choice. Anne doesn't drink tea, which is unfortunate, but we're going to go for the bottom one, Jasmine.
Jasmine. Anne and Vicky have gone for Jasmine. Matt and Ellen, do you fancy talking us through that board, seeing how far you get?
Not particularly, no. I could give you the top one.
I know the second one. The second one, I think, is English breakfast.
And the first one, we believe, is peppermint.
Which one are you going to go for?
Should we go for English breakfast?
I drink that for breakfast. So
Yeah, should we go for peppermint then, please?
OK, so you're going to go for peppermint.
Peppermint.
OK, so we have Jasmine versus peppermint. Now, Anne and Vicky said Jasmine. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Jasmine. It's right. Oi, look at that, 89. Wow. 89 for Jasmine. Matt and Ellen, meanwhile, have gone for peppermint. Let's see how that does. How many people said peppermint? Wait, look. Wow, 2 very high scores there. But Anne and Vicky, yours is the less high, which means after one question, you are up 1-0.
And Matt and Ellen, English breakfast would have scored you 22. Oh. 22 points would have been a much better answer. Now, the other two are quite hard. They're very hard, actually. There's one pointer and there's a pointless one. The one pointer is Nilgiri. It's an Indian tea. Nilgiri would have scored you 1 point. Now, the bottom one, I mean, you can work out the words, essentially. This is what you'd be stuck behind if you're going on holiday to St. Petersburg.
OK, caravan.
To St. Petersburg.
A Russian caravan.
Russian caravan.
Hey, there we go.
Right, and that's a pointless answer. There you go. Very well done if you said that.
It sounds delicious.
It does, doesn't it?
Russian caravan tea.
It's a blend of China tea and the exhaust fumes of a Russian caravan.
Thanks very much indeed. So here comes your second question. Matt and Ellen, you'll get to answer this one first, but you have to win it to stay in the game, so best of luck. It concerns Duke of Edinburgh's award holders. Duke of Edinburgh award holders, Richard.
Simply going to show you 5 pictures of famous people now who hold a Duke of Edinburgh's award. Can you identify the most obscure of these?
OK, thanks very much. Let's reveal our 5 award holders, and here they come. We have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 people who hold the Duke of Edinburgh's award. Matt and Ellen, you will go first.
We're going to go for C and Jim Rosenthal.
C, Jim Rosenthal, say Matt and Ellen. C, Jim Rosenthal. Anne and Vicky, do you fancy talking us through the board and supplying the names to the other 4?
We know Ben Fogle.
Do you?
Is A. Not personally. No, not yet. But E is Kelly Holmes, I believe. B, his name is completely escaping me. He's obviously Harry Judd. Harry Judd? Harry Judd. So, which one do you want to go for? Go with that then. Harry Judd.
You're going to go with Harry Judd for B. So, Matt and Ellen have said Jim Rosenthal. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's absolutely right, of course. Down it goes. Nice low score. Look at that, 17. 17 for Jim Rosenthal. And Anne and Vicky have said, for B, Harry Judd, great friend of the show, Harry Judd. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Harry Judd. Absolutely right. Oh, and it does it for you. Very well done. Harry Judd gets 6. 6 for Harry Judd. Very well done indeed. Anne and Vicky, after only 2 questions, you are through to the final 2-0.
Very nicely played by Anne there. We saw the moment where his name came to you. And it's lucky you did, because the other ones that you knew, Ben Fogle you knew, A, he would have scored you too many points, would have scored you 59. And you also knew E, Dame Kelly Holmes, she would have scored you 41. So neither of those would have won the point. Now, D is a pointless answer. He was the first winner of The Apprentice. It's Tim Campbell. Very well done if you said Tim Campbell, pointless answer.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our head-to-head round, I'm afraid the pair leaving us are going to be Matt and Ellen. Well, you've done incredibly well for your first appearance on Pointless, right through to the head-to-head. Slightly tough categories for you there, but actually, that tea category, really tough. But you should have gone with English breakfast. Anyway, maybe that would have seen you through to the final. But the good news is we get to see you again next time. We'll look forward to that very much indeed. Matt and Ellen, thanks very much for playing.
Thank you.
But for Anne and Vicky, it's now time for our Pointless final. Congratulations, Anne and Vicky. You've fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted Pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our Pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £3,250. Well, what an amazing performance. What a turnaround. All thoughts of Daley Thompson can be banished after today. Anyway, as ever, you kick off this round by choosing a category, and you have 4 options to choose from, and they are moons of the solar system, chick lit, religious history, drummers.
I don't know what chick lit is, do you?
Chick lit will be novels, Bridget Jonesy kind of stuff, I imagine.
Okay.
Religious history.
Not too good for me, drummers.
We're going to have to, aren't we?
Yeah.
Drummers, please.
You're going to go drummers.
Drummers.
They're going drummers, Richard.
Okay, we're going to give you 3 different categories here. We are looking for rich drummers. That's the name of any drummer who's worth $50 million or more, according to Celebrity Net Worth. So any very, very, very rich drummer, apart from Phil Collins. We won't accept him because we're looking for any album that's been a UK top 40 hit for Phil Collins. Or we are looking for any Carpenters single, so any top 40 UK hit by the Carpenters. So any rich drummer worth $50 million or more, any album by Phil Collins, or any Carpenters single. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much, Richard. Now, as always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Now, remember, the answers you give can come from any of these 3 categories. It's entirely up to you how you spread them across the categories. They could all come from one category, if you like. Entirely up to you. Are you ready?
Yes.
OK, let's put 60 seconds on the clock. And there they are. Your time starts now.
OK. Which drummers I only know Roger Taylor.
Charlie Watts, the Rolling Stones, Mick Fleetwood. Phil Collins albums, any good?
No.
OK. I know the big ones, The Face Value and No Jacket Required, but everyone will know that. Carpenters singles, any good?
I can sing a few.
Is Calling Occupants?
Yeah.
Was that them?
Yeah.
That might be worth a punt.
We'll go for that for a punt.
I don't know if it's the full title, though. I don't know if it's Calling Occupants or Calling... We'll say the full title.
The Interplanetary. Rich drummers, I think we should go with Mick Fleetwood.
Do you reckon? I think one of the sort of, more obscure American bands would probably be...
Probably what...
We don't know them. So we go Mick Fleetwood, we go Calling Occupants, any other Carpenters single? Most obscure one you can think of.
10 seconds left.
Yesterday Once More,
Close to
Mountain,
You.
Close to You.
On Top of the World.
On Top of the World, I think that's quite well known.
OK, that's your time up. I now need your 3 answers. What are you going to give me?
We're going to go Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft for the
Calling
Carpenters
Occupants
single.
of Interplanetary Craft.
We're going to go Mick Fleetwood for a rich drummer.
Mick Fleetwood.
Yeah. Carpenters single. I think we'll have to go On Top of the World.
And On Top of the World, another Carpenters single. OK, now, of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Calling Occupants, probably.
Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft, we'll put last. Least likely to be pointless?
The On Top of the World.
On Top of the World. OK, we'll pop that one up first. OK, let's pop those answers up on the board in that order, and here they are. On Top of the World, Mick Fleetwood and Calling Occupants of Interplanetary Craft. Well, very, very best of luck. Your first answer was On Top of the World. Now, remember, only one of these answers has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot, £3,250. What would you do if you won that, Anne?
Well, I'll let Vicky answer first, because...
Because your answer's better?
Because my answer relates to hers.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
OK.
I've sort of tasked myself next year to raise £1,000 for animal charities, and I wanted to do that by wearing a huge dog costume, and I think I would buy the dog costume with the if I won.
Or, shortcut, give the money to the animal charity. I don't know.
The dog costume gives you capacity to earn far more, I feel. And I would love to sponsor Vicky, and then spend the rest very unwisely, I think.
OK, spend it unwisely. I like the sound of that. OK, so your first answer was we were looking for Carpenters singles, and you've given us On Top of the World. You thought this was probably your least likely to be pointless, but let's find out. If it is pointless, it'll win you that jackpot. So for £3,250, how many people said On Top of the World? Oh.
Titling issue.
I'm guessing that's a titling issue. God, it's very easy to fall foul of titling issues with names of singles, isn't it? So obviously not a pointless answer. Only 2 more shots at today's jackpot. Well, your next answer was in the category of rich drummers. Drummers worth over $50 million. Let's find out. Mick Fleetwood, obviously it has to be pointless to win the jackpot, so for £3,250. How many people said Mick Fleetwood? Oh, no! I think the answer is he hasn't got all... I'm not sure he made all that much money, actually, Mick Fleetwood. I remember reading that. I think he spent a lot, a couple of ill-advised business ventures, but I don't think he ever made that much. Only one more shot at today's jackpot. Your final answer. Calling occupants of interplanetary craft. This was the one you thought was probably your best shot at a pointless answer. It is, of course, a Carpenter's single. Let's find out if it's pointless. If it is, it wins you that jackpot. So for £3,250, how many people said calling occupants of interplanetary craft? It's right. It's a correct answer. Unlike your first answer on Top of the World, which was incorrect, your second answer, Mick Fleetwood, also incorrect. Calling all occupants of interplanetary craft takes you down to 2. Oh. Good answer. That was getting very close indeed, but I'm sorry to say not quite pointless, which means you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, which means you don't win today's jackpot of £3,250. That will roll over onto the next show, but it's been great having you on the show. And you do, of course, get to take home a pointless trophy each, so very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was tough luck. It was a title issue. It's just called Top of the World. It would have scored 6 points anyway, so it wouldn't have been a pointless answer. Yeah, Mick Fleetwood not on that list, but before we weep too much for him, he is worth $8.5 million. He's not worth 50 million, I'm afraid. A couple of the answers you gave in your 60 seconds wouldn't have been pointless, would have been good answers. So Charlie Watts would have scored you 6 and Roger Taylor would have scored you 5. But there's some big answers on the drummers list. I suspect some people at home will get a pointless answer here. Very well done if you said Don Henley of the Eagles. The 4th richest drummer in the world. Larry Mullen Jr. of U2. Rick Allen of Def Leppard. Stuart Copeland of The Police. And you were saying that perhaps some more obscure American bands would have been right. Absolutely. Alex Van Halen from Van Halen would have won you the money. You could have had Carter Beauford from the Dave Matthews Band. Very well done if anyone said that. Chad Smith of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Joey Kramer from Aerosmith. Tommy Lee from Motley Crue. Could have had Bill Ward from Black Sabbath as well. Phil Collins does appear on the list, and these are 4 of his albums, all of which are pointless. Both Sides is a pointless answer. His first solo album after leaving Genesis, Dancing into the Light, was pointless. Hello, I Must Be Going, that had You Can't Hurry Love, amongst other things on it. Testify, also a pointless answer. And Carpenter's singles. I Won't Last a Day Without You was a pointless answer. Solitaire, also Superstar was a pointless answer. And There's a Kinda Hush all over the world. That was a pointless answer as well. Very well done if you got any of those at home. I suspect some people did. And tough luck in the studio. You've been brilliant today. So good.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Well, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to you, Anne and Vicky, but it's been great having you on the show. Thank you both so much for playing. Great performance. Well, sadly, Anne and Vicky didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £4,250. Join us next time to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.